Over the last decade or so, the skill of storytelling has got a lot of airplay for leaders and for leadership development. And along with that, we have come across so many different approaches to storytelling. We've all heard of Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. Many of us have heard of Simon Sinek's Start with the Why before you go to the how and the what. And of course, there's things like the 3-act structure, which often talks about the setup, the confrontation, and the resolution. And those are not all of the approaches. There's many, many more. So what is it that makes Ariel's approach to storytelling a little different? What is it? So Vipul, what makes Ariel's approach to storytelling a little different? What makes it stand out in your experience and all of your expertise that you bring to the table in facilitating storytelling sessions?
Andre, that's an excellent question. And I feel that most models identify how to structure a story. Whereas in Ariel, we work with people on how to tell a story.
So tell us, Vipul, what are some of those things that we teach leaders and others about how to tell a story? Can you share some of those tips with us?
Sure. So I think some of the tips, I've been an actor apart from being a facilitator and a coach. And I actually like to draw from, skills from my acting world. And I think a few that I can think of is one is getting in touch with your inner actor. And, by that, I actually mean using your voice and your body in a way that it's most expressive. I think I love the way actors do that because they think of a character and then they're trying to be that character. And I think storytelling is similar because you're talking about yourself in the past or you're talking about someone else, but you're actually being that character as you're narrating the story. And that's really, really powerful because it helps the audience capture their imagination. That's one. What else? I feel some of the other storytelling skills are about being in the moment, right? Really living the moment as opposed to telling the story. So instead of saying stuff like, I was driving and I saw this board, you can actually be in the moment and say, as I'm driving, I see a board right in front of me. So you're living that moment. And when you live that moment, people live that moment with you. You actually transport them into that moment, right? So, and that takes me to my third point, which is really about motivating and exciting their senses. Sensory details are so important. And I think I couldn't think of a better way of tapping into people's sensory details than helping them visualize the story. So, a conference table, you could actually say something like a polished white marble conference table. And what you're doing, when you're saying that, you're actually evoking their senses of vision, of touch, really. The other being tapping into their emotional impact, really emphasizing their emotional impact, which is taking a moment and staying with that experience while you're telling a story. Because if that experience is real for you, whatever the emotion is, whether it's joy, whether it's anger, whatever it is, if you feel something, if you care about something, the audience will feel and care about that as well. And these skills can be taught. Lastly, before I finish, I think one of the other things is being short and succinct. Because I don't think there's a dearth of stories. When we wake up in the morning and when we sleep, we're living a story, literally. We have so much to tell. But I don't think we know how to tell a story in a way that it's received well. And I think that's really important. And one of the key things there is to be short and sweet. And it's possible to tell a powerful story in under a minute actually.
I keep thinking back to my uncle Archie, who every time he decided he was going to tell a story, people left the room because his stories would go on and on and on. That's not what we're talking about here, is it?
No, we're not talking about the opposite of Uncle Archie's experience.
I like the first one about living your inner actor. We've all got this innate sense of expression. One of the things I've learned in working with you and with Ariel for the last decade or so is giving yourself permission to overexpress, giving yourself permission to really let go. And someone said to me something really useful, that expression is not a form of indulgence, it's a form of generosity for the listener, because you're really making it easier for the listener. And of course, the skill of being able to do it in a way which makes sense, using your hands and your voice and your body and all of the things that you mentioned, which Vipul, as an actor, you are trained to deliver. The other thing that kind of strikes me is also about living in the moment. When you tell a story, is to bring people with you. The drama is there, as you said, talk in the present tense so that people are with you, not looking back at something or not looking forward at something, but right in the middle of the story. These are fantastic tools that we teach participants in our programs. That's really useful, Vipul. And I think you can find out more about these if you download our ebook on storytelling, which will be in the notes below the video. Absolutely download it. It's free, no cost to you. Have a look at it, share it. It's going to be really useful.